I shut in 6 times. What is going on, Horror Gang? How is everybody doing on this beautiful morning, June 20th, 2022? 33 years to this day, your good old buddy, Marcus, aka I shot him 6 times, was brought into this earth to grace you guys with his beautiful presence. How is everybody doing this morning? I hope you guys are having a blessed day as I am so far. Hopefully, my day will continue to be blessed. The birthday wishes are pouring in all over Facebook, all on my phone. I cannot be any more grateful of all the love and support that I've been receiving on my born day. It's I personally don't take it as seriously maybe as I should, so I mean, it's nice to see, a lot of people, obviously reaching out and, wishing me a happy birthday, etc., and all that good stuff. I mean? It makes a brother feel good. I'm not even gonna lie. You know what I mean? Especially being that, like I said, I don't take my birthday that serious. I don't always ever since I want to say maybe, maybe I was like when I turned 25, 26, and I really stop kind of really like celebrating my birthday all that crazy. I just usually just hang out, chill. It's like another day for me, but you know, it's nice to see a lot of people, reaching out and showing some love and support, you know what I mean, on my birthday. I greatly appreciate it again, you guys. You know what I mean? Truthfully, you know what I mean? I really do. You know what I mean? And plus, I'm definitely grateful to be here with you guys here on YouTube, on the channel. You know what I mean? Shoot at me Monday. As you guys know, usually I go at 1 o'clock. Usually I go a little bit later and stuff, but I do have some later streams to attend to. And in between that, you know what I mean? I have some other stuff to do here at home and all that good stuff. So decided to, get this stream out here a little bit early this morning. As you guys know, this is Shoot at Me Monday. This is basically like a live Q&A. You guys can ask me anything you want as it pertains to horror movies, music, wrestling. Because as you guys know, me and myself, Bob, has started implementing some wrestling topics here on the channel and stuff like that. And we are going to have more like wrestling related content coming here on the channel very very soon and all that stuff. So anything you guys want to ask me today, I mean, of course, as long as it's not derogatory or negative or whatnot, I will do my best to answer your questions to the best of my ability. You know what I mean? And everybody, as you know, do your boy a favor, like this stream, share this stream. You know what I mean? The more likes we get, the more people we get. You know what I mean? It shows that YouTube algorithm that that this channel is juking. This on this beautiful morning. So do me a favor, share this stream. Hit that like button. And any new viewers, if you are a new viewer to this channel, do your boy a favor, hit that like and subscribe. If you like horror movie content with a little twist of wrestling, does your buddy here a favor. You know what I mean? Helps out a ton, helps grow the channel. And I want you guys, to join in on this wonderful family that we're growing here on YouTube for sure. Let's hit the comment section, see what's going on. Conrad, what's going on, man? How you doing today, buddy? Thank you, Conrad, for the birthday wishes, man. I appreciate it. Honestly, I really do. Like I said, I'm somebody who's over the last, I want to say, I'm 33 now. So like over the last 7, 8 years, I haven't really taken my birthday that much seriously. Like stop kind of like celebrating all crazy in terms of like going out drinking and partying and stuff like that. But usually I just, it's just another day. I usually just chill, hang out, and all that stuff. But I appreciate it, my man. Appreciate it a ton. Oh, that's a good question, Conrad. Underrated wrestler of all time. Hmm, Let me think about this for a second. Underrated wrestler of all time. Hmm, it's a good one. I for me, I'd have to say Lance Storm. And the reason why is because Lance Storm, at least in WWE, never got the big push that I felt that he should have gotten. Obviously, we know Vince likes those guys who can kind of have a personality and kind of talk. And I feel like Lance Storm was a good talker. If you especially check him out in ECW with Justin Credible and their tag team. I thought that he was, pretty solid on the mic. And I feel like, especially in WWE, it was one of those situations where Lance just wasn't given the proper platform and opportunity to really showcase his talents. I mean, yeah, he had some mid card runs. I think he had the Intercontinental title, I believe the Hardcore title, and maybe even, yeah, he had tag team titles as well. So you could say he got a relative push, but he was mainly like a solid mid carder. He wasn't somebody that Vince really pushed to be a main eventer that I felt could have been a main eventer. That guy was fucking phenomenal in the ring. Really, really good. Really, really good technician. Solid on the microphone. You know what I mean? I guess you can kind of attribute, to why Vince maybe didn't push him as that type of guy, as the reason being that he did have that kind of no serious boring demeanor in his face. But I feel like if you would have given him the proper platform to put him on the microphone and flourish, I feel like Lance Storm, could have had an even bigger career than what he had. And I feel like he's probably, in my opinion, the most underrated wrestler of all time because, in my opinion, man, that guy could fucking work, man. Like, and I mean, he could work. Like he in so many ways, and I guess because they do kind of come from the same background and they're from Canada, his work kind of reminds me of Bret Hart. Like everything has a purpose to it. And that's why I like Lance Storm's wrestling work. Everything has a purpose to it. It's not, just you're not just pulling off moves to pull off moves. Every move has a certain execution and a certain purpose to why he's performing the move. So I'd have to go with Lance Storm as my most underrated wrestler of all time because he didn't get the push that I felt like he deserved. You know what I mean? Like he didn't, in my opinion. He didn't get the props that he deserved. I felt like he was a tremendous worker. He was better than a lot of guys who did get a lot of like big card pushes. I mean, for crying out loud, fucking Vince Russo was a world champion in WCW. That even when Lance was there, because Lance was in WCW before. You know what I mean? If I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Like they didn't like there's so many talents even in WCW that they didn't push. So like that just tells you right there, Vince Russo, and no offense to Dewey, but David Arquette even held the belt. You know what I mean? So that's why, in my opinion, I have to put Lance Storm, one of the fucking greatest workers that I've ever watched in a wrestling ring. I'd have to go with him as my most underrated wrestler. Val, what's going on? How you doing today? Oh, thank you, Val. Greatly appreciate it. Happy birthday, my dear friend. Hope you have a fabulous day, Marcus. I am going to do my best. I'm sure it will be a fabulous day, in all honesty. I can't wait for later. I got Craven coming on this channel for at least an hour and 20 minutes. We'll be going live 4 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, obviously his time zone, etc. So yeah, we're gonna, talk a little bit of stream. Halloween ends, and we're gonna fit in as much as we can, and it's definitely gonna be a good time. You know what I mean? I appreciate him fitting time into his busy schedule for me, especially on my birthday. I'm really, really humble and grateful for that, honestly, that he could make time, today to come in and, definitely have some one-on-one time and talk some streaming Halloween ends. I'm excited for that. I have some topics, that I want to throw at him, and I'm sure that as always, we'll definitely get some good theories and opinions out of him. Yes, Conrad. Yes, man. Yes. Lance is a great pick. Yes, he was so good in the ring. Absolutely, man. He just never got his due diligence, in my opinion, man. That guy was a fucking worker. He was better. He was a better worker than more than half the fucking roster, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But we know this. It, especially in Vince's system, you don't have to be the best worker. You just have to be a good entertainer. You know what I mean? And one could say from a microphone and just personality standpoint, Lance wasn't a good entertainer, but I contribute that to not given being given the platform to flourish his best abilities. That's right, Val. I'll be there, though I may stumble my way. I'll be there. I gotta do it every time. I love it. That's my jam. Every time he plays that, I gotta do it. Every time. And every time somebody says it in the chat, even if I say it in the chat, I just gotta do it. It has to be done that way. It just has to. And yes, you're right, Conrad. Russo didn't need that title. And he says, "Hey Val, good thing the name is catching on." Yes, definitely, man. It is catching on for sure. But yes, Russo Russo didn't need a lot of things, man. Like that guy, I could go on, and I'm not going to give him that much credit, but you know what I mean. I'll say this from an entertainment standpoint, and where Vince wanted to take his company in terms of taking it down that route of pushing the envelope, especially in terms of like sexual innuendos and shit like that. Vince Russo was the perfect pick in terms of fetching ideas off to Vince. You know what I mean? I will give him some credit in that regard. You know what I mean? Because let's truthfully be honest here. When you look at when you look at what Vince was doing in the 80s, in the early 90s, you know what I mean? Very, very cheesy, very, very colorful characters, etc. You know what I mean? Like was kind of hokey pokey stuff. You know what I mean? And then honestly, when Vince Russo came in, things started to change a little bit. And plus, obviously, because Shawn Michaels and Triple H, a lot of people forget about that. Shawn Michaels and Triple H are in Vince's ear, like, come on, like you see what WCW is doing. Look, come on, let's push this DX thing and let's take this company in a new direction. And to some small credit, very small credit, I will give Vince Russo credit for fetching some of I will say this, that a lot of the shit that you've seen in terms of like lingerie matches and all that stuff, that was Vince Russo, in my opinion, not Vince McMahon. That was all the brainchild of Vince Russo. And even Jim Cornette has kind of spoken about that, you know what I mean, what he calls Jerry Springer style booking, etc. So much to Vince's credit, you know what I mean, much to his credit, he did fetch off some entertaining ideas that drew ratings. It did draw ratings in that era and in that time. Did draw ratings, but you know, he was just a small piece of the bigger puzzle. You know what I mean? That's all he was, a very small piece. And we saw that when he went to WCW, when he shitted on the WWE, and he went to WCW telling them, hey, it wasn't Vince McMahon. It was me who created the Attitude Era. I'm the one who came up with all the ideas. I'm the one who produced the TV and all that shit. He took credit for everything that, everybody else, all the bigger players really, who really contributed to the success. He took all that credit and got excuse me, and got that spot at WCW. I mean, based on that sole fucking lie. And then you seen once he got on camera, he put himself on camera, tried to be like Vince McMahon, and once you seen him on the microphone, you seen firsthand that this guy had no motherfucking clue about the wrestling business, had no motherfucking clue on how to truly work, etc., etc. That guy is a stain on the business. He had no business in being in wrestling, and that's the truth. In professional wrestling, he had no business being in professional wrestling. But in Vince McMahon's world of sports entertainment, Vince Russo belongs. So I mean, and you cannot lie. You can't sit there and lie and say, especially as a young teenage man or high school man or college kid growing up, you didn't enjoy seeing those bikini matches. You didn't enjoy seeing those mud wrestling matches. Fuck, I know I did. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. What are you talking about? That wasn't just entertaining. That was fucking hot. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Let's really be honest here. So I mean, I'm not going to completely 100% shit on Vince Russo. I'm just going to do it at least a good 95%. You know what I mean? In professional wrestling, he should not have been in professional wrestling. But in Vince's world of sports entertainment, he's a perfect fit. And I remember listening to an episode, one of Jim Cornette's episodes, one of his videos, and he was talking about how both Vinces, McMahon and Russo, would sit there and fantasize Sable in cotton white panties, as Vince McMahon would say, and shit. And I believe that. Look at the content at the time when they were working together. Look at the content. That is a perfect example of that Jim Cornette story, in my opinion, being true about what he said about both Vinces. I can see that. If you look at the content and with all the with all the mud wrestling matches, with all the bikini matches, the Sable, was supposed to be bikini, but it was hand paint over her boobs and all that. When you look at the content, you can easily believe Jim Cornette when he says that those two Vinces were fantasizing about Sable in that way. You know what I mean? So in sports entertainment, Vince Russo belongs. In professional wrestling, traditional professional wrestling, nada. Val says, LOL, I love it. Sing it, Marcus. That's right. Loud and proud, buddy. That's right. Love that song. I ain't gonna lie. Craven put me onto that, and I appreciate him for doing so. I saw Carrie call you last night in night stream, and I think it's perfect nickname for you. Oh, hold on. Am I missing something here? Hold on. Having to ask just because I saw the headline but didn't read the article. What the fuck is going on with Vince? So with Vince, he is being investigated by his own board of directors for paying off a paralegal that he had an affair with. And they're obviously looking into that. And also John Laurinaitis, the head of talent relations, who is also Nikki and Brie Bella's father-in-law. Um, keep note of that as well. He is also involved in this as well. So, of course, as you could imagine, Vince was having an affair and or was having an affair with a paralegal, and obviously maybe Laurinaitis was having an affair as well with that same paralegal at some point in time. And they paid her. Vince paid her $3 million to shut up and hide the affair, basically. And now his own board of directors, because keep in mind, this is now a publicly traded company. It's not like back in the steroid scandal where it was private, where Vince could bury his fucking skeletons knee deep in the fucking in the ground. Now this is a publicly traded company. So now his own board of directors is investigating him. And it's going to get really, really saucy, in my opinion, Val. I think that we are going to see all the skeletons come out of the closet of one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. All the things we wanted to know about what happened, what really happened with Chris Benoit, with that case, the Eddie Guerrero, all the dead wrestlers, the Jimmy Superfly Snuka incident, everything everything, Ashley Mazzaro, everything, everything that this man has been hiding for so many years, in my opinion, has a good possibility to come to light now, because you're now fucking with you're a publicly traded company. You have sponsors. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what happens when you want to take your private company public. You have bosses who are above you. Ain't that some shit? He's the owner of the company, but these people are his bosses. It's sweet. It's sweet irony, in all honesty. And listen, I'm a firm believer in karma. I'm a firm believer in karma. And look at the last 2 years, what this guy has done with his wrestlers, trimming down the roster, fucking people over at the absolutely wrong time when they need him the most, in all honesty. when they need their jobs and they need to continue working and stuff like that. Like, you mean to tell me, you know what I mean, like through all that, you couldn't keep at least a good half of those wrestlers and stuff like that? A lot of the shit that this guy's done over his career, over the last couple years with fucking his wrestlers over by just releasing them unceremoniously. Bray Wyatt, even though if I kind of start feeling that's a work, especially if he comes back, you know what I mean? Just the way that they go about things, all the shit of all the years past, present, future, whatever, all this shit is about to hit the fan. And in all honesty, I think Stephanie, and I'm going out on a limb here, this ain't facts, this is just opinion. I think Stephanie had something to do with this investigation getting pushed. Because think about it, you guys. They exited her out of the company, and then not only did they exit her out of the company unceremoniously, they started posting shit about her, saying how much of a bad influence she was in the locker room, all types of derogatory shit about Stephanie. And how ironic that when they asked Vince, when Vince has to step down, now who's the CEO of the company right now? Stephanie. Stephanie's now put in charge. I smell what they call a good old-fashioned coup. That's what I smell. I smell Vince's daughter and his son-in-law is like, you know what? We're fucking tired of this guy. You fucked us over with NXT. You fucked us over with the company. You were supposed to give us the company years ago. I firmly believe when they was doing the authority angle, that at some point, let's say when the authority angle first started, when I first started seeing that angle start, I thought within a year or two of that angle, for sure, Triple H and Stephanie would officially be running WWE and Vince would retire. I did not believe that Vince McMahon still to this day would be doing this. I did not. Did not imagine that. I thought Vince would retire in his early 70s at the least. You know what I mean? But obviously that's not the case. He still obviously loves to grind. He loves to do this. And he also loves to fuck his paralegals still too. You know what I mean? And you know, all the shit, guys, all the fucking wrestlers died at his feet. I said it the other night on the first birthday live stream that I did on Friday or whatever. I said it then. This motherfucker's got bodies, man. He's got bodies, even more bodies than some of our favorite horror icons. He's got bodies. This guy's got blood on his hands that he's been covering up for so many years. You know what I mean? And I firmly believe that now, with the investigation of this, listen, guys, we know this. With publicly traded companies, especially, and with all these movements of Me Too and domestic abuse and sexual assault and all that, it's not going to get any better. They are going to fucking dig. They're going to. They are going to dig. And they are going to dig deep. Really, really deep. I genuinely believe we're going to find things out that even we didn't know about before from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. There's a lot of shit that is going to get uncovered, in my opinion. But I will say this, and I'll say it here on the live stream, and I'm actually going to do a video about it. Vince came out on Friday Night SmackDown to address the public, obviously. And if you watch that clip, and he made a whole spew about, talking about what the WWE slogan stands for: then, now, forever, together. And then says, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. Oh, shit. That's what I get. That's a good laugh. Forgot that was right there. But anyway, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown or whatnot. And then throws the microphone in the air. And then his music hits. And obviously, we know he's had the same theme music for since he's turned heel in the Attitude Era. No chance in hell. But this time around, in my opinion, I felt that it was so. It was a meaning behind why he came out and addressed the public, and why he made it a point to make it so short and brief, and then cue his music immediately after making it so short and brief. And that's because, in my opinion, with his theme music, he's telling these new people, these people who are investigating him, you have no chance in hell at beating me. No chance in hell. And that fits to the ego of one Vince McMahon. Why would he not feel that way? He beat the fucking federal government before. Why would he not feel like he's unstoppable and unbeatable? Why would he not? Why do you think he does the things he does? Why do you think he was having affairs with his paralegals? Why do you think he was going in Playboy, flaunting his affairs for his wife and his children to read, as the great Paul Heyman once stated in a shoot promo? This is who the guy is. This is who he's always been. This is who he's always been. As great of a wrestling promoter as he is, and as he was, as a human being and as a man, you cannot deny that when you hear so many stories and you see so many allegations come out, especially and he's coming out about it himself, about having affairs and stuff against his wife and making it public. And the he's a piece of shit. He's the perfect heel. He is. He's the perfect heel in wrestling and in life. He's a piece of shit. Like, this is just who Vince McMahon is. That's why when these reports came out, I had no, I'm like, yep, sounds about right. Sounds right. Doesn't surprise me one bit. Doesn't surprise me one bit. You're talking about a guy who is literally going to do a storyline where he was having an affair with his own daughter. I still have to pull up that clip for a live stream so I can show you guys the evidence of that. There's still a video out there of that segment where you see Vince McMahon in the locker room with his daughter Stephanie, and he's talking all smooth and slick to her, and then he goes to like get close to her, rub her arm like that and stuff, and she pushes him off. You see that on live TV, on live camera. This is who he is. This is who he is. This is who he's always been. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Val, this is what's going on with Vince and Johnny Ace. We can't leave Johnny Ace. Good old people power. People power, Val. Gotta have people power. Good old Johnny Ace. He's not getting a pass out of this shit too. He's good old dirty dog. And this is the fucked up thing about it. And there's reports going out that around the time that Johnny Ace was having this affair with this paralegal or whoever he was having an affair with, that the Bella Twins' mother. Now, guys, I don't know if this is 100% true. This is just, the rumors that are going around. But the rumor is that around the time that this happened, or whatever, with him having an affair, his wife, the Bella Twins' mother, apparently was suffering brain cancer. And if that's true, how fucked up is that? Like, how much more fucked up can you get? If that is true, your wife is dying, possibly, well, she's slowly dying of brain cancer. They're trying to obviously heal her and cure her, etc. But she's going through a very traumatic experience in her life where it's life or death. And you're out here fucking around. Shameful, disgusting, the fucking pig. And they're all going to get what's coming to them. In all honesty, I believe that. I genuinely believe that. This is the karma of him taking his taking his company public. What did Paul Heyman say back in 2001 in that shoot promo? You stole Hulk Hogan's blood. You what do you say? You took Hulk Hogan's blood and with that money built Titan Towers. You stole Bret Hart's dream and with that money bought yourself an airplane with WWF written all over it. You did that and you know it, you son of a bitch. You stole Shawn Michaels' smile and with that money you took your company public, didn't you, Vince? Which was single-handedly for a guy who loves to bury his skeletons in the closet and loves his secrets, which was the worst mistake Vincent Kennedy McMahon, taking his company public. That was the worst mistake he could have possibly did. If you are going to be a grindball within your company and you're going to be a shady person and live a double life, triple life, whatever, your best bet is to keep your company private and not have public shareholders and sponsors involved that can boot you from your own company, which is what they just did. And not only did they just boot him from his own company, now you give them the leeway to dig and dig and dig into that underground tunnel and dig. I'm not gonna lie, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want. What did Ric Flair say to Jay Lethal when he was doing that impersonation of him? I want to see it. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Woo! Like, I want to see it. I do. Because there's been so many people, so many great talent, so much great talent, and so much good people that's lives that has gotten fucked up over Vince McMahon and his dirty dealings. And I hate to say this to a degree because he has brought us a lifetime worth of entertainment. But that lifetime worth of entertainment doesn't make up for the fact that he's had some really fucked up shit to the point where if us as regular people did the shit that he did, we'd be in jail. We'd be in jail, y'all. So yes, yes, give it to me. I want all the facts. I want all the dirt. I want it all. What did Chris Rock say in Spiral? I want everything. That's right. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Hey, what's going on, Carrie? Thank you for stopping in. Oh, thank you. Hey, I've been summoned. Happy birthday, Ghosty. I appreciate it. Yes, 33 years young. Happy to still be here. Honestly, I am. I mean, like, I am grateful. I mean, a lot of trials and tribulations through life, but hey, we're here now and in a better place and on a better platform. Or as Al Pacino would say, reinvigorated, reexonerated, and soon to be relocated. Love it, love it, love it. I can't wait for 4 o'clock, guys. I'm going live with Craven for an hour and 20 minutes. So hopefully you guys can make that stream as well. Set your reminders for it if you can, for sure. And even if you can't stay the whole time, set your reminders for it anyway. Come check us out. Carrie says, "Oh my God, that is horrible. I will go hard candy on anyone who does it." Yeah, yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, yeah, Carrie, you said it perfectly. Vince is wrestling's John Milton. Let's face it. Yes, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. There's no denying that. No denying that at all. Vince is wrestling's John Milton. It's crazy. But like I said, I want them to dig. I do. Especially the one I want them to dig the most up on is Chris Benoit. Because I don't give a damn what anybody says out there. He did not kill his family. They had something to do with that. WWE covered up something. I don't care. The evidence is there to support that. You know what I mean? I'll even probably do a video showcasing on that as well to talk about that. You know what I mean? Like that was, in my opinion, always a fucking faux pas. That was bullshit. They covered something up, and I hope that we get I hope we get the true facts behind that cover up. That's right. Yep, comrade. He is basically John Milton. That's right. Yes, Carrie, I am older than you now. Yeah, I know. Thank you for reminding me of our waning immortality. uh, damn. Getting up there, y'all. Getting up there. I mean, still got some youth left, still in the prime, but definitely getting up there. You know, it doesn't. I always say it doesn't feel like I'm in my 30s. It doesn't. I always I guess because I have such good recollection and memory of my past, a lot of sequences in my past. I everything feels like yesterday, so I still kind of feel like I'm in my teens or early 20s. So I mean, it still doesn't. It's still somewhat surreal to me that I'm mid 30s man. You know what I mean? But hey, make the most of it. You know what I mean? Only going to get better from here for sure. Yes, Carrie. Craven will be with me for an hour and 20 minutes. We planned it out exactly that way because he does have, yeah, he's streaming hard today or whatever. He has the Lethal Collective, I think exactly an hour right after that. And then he's got his stream tonight or whatever and stuff. But as I said earlier, I'm very grateful for him making time in his busy schedule to hang out with me for at least an hour and 20 minutes on my birthday and talk a little bit of stream six and some Halloween ends. Definitely got some, like I said earlier, got some topics and some questions I want to throw at him. You know, see what we can come up with. Conrad says Benoit was being followed home, took different routes home. I wouldn't be surprised if Vince had a hitman to do his dirty work. I wouldn't either, honestly. And yes, that's a fact. That is a known fact because even Chavo was quoted in saying that as well. That Chris told him he felt like he was being followed and that he felt somebody was after him, etc. This and this and that. That's a fact. So I've Bob even said it. I've said it. I'm going with Kevin Sullivan, man. He's denied it. Excuse me. Of course, Killer ain't gonna, tell he did it, but I believe he did. I do. I feel like the evidence supports it, especially with the whole religious aspect behind it. And we know that Sullivan was like an atheist and all that shit. And from what we do know of Chris Benoit, from his closest peers, they say he wasn't religious. So who else, especially in the wrestling industry, would perform other than maybe like an Undertaker or something like that? Who else would perform that type of ritual and stage a murder and perform that type of ritual? It would be Kevin Sullivan. So he can deny it all he wants, but in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, you know what I mean? It's not fact because I don't have all the evidence. You know what I mean? But I believe I believe if he didn't do it himself, he paid for it. I'll say that much. And Vince covered it up for him. Yes, yes, Carrie. I know. Still young. You got some years, so many years ahead of you. Yes, you're right. You know what I mean? As long as I keep doing the right things, and by doing the right things is hopefully soon here learning how to quit smoking cigarettes and learning how to live healthier and stuff. But outside of that, as long as I don't, put myself in harm's way in any precarious situations as like I used to in my past, I think I will be just fine. I do. You know what I mean? I think we'll, what I mean? I'll definitely, hopefully, my goal is to at least make it till 85. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Let's hope I reach my goal. You know what I mean? Let's hope I reach my desired shelf life. If I can go beyond that, I'll be even forever grateful. I've always been one, I guess, to be a dreamer of that book or whatever that we read in school. What was it, Tuck Everlasting or whatever, where you turn 21 and then that's it. You don't age from there or something like that. I've always been a dreamer of like, God, why couldn't that just happen? And you look the same forever. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? God, one could dream. One could really dream. Yes, I know, guys. Sometimes my brain be in the clouds, in the mega clouds. I know. You know what I mean? Got to keep it interesting, though. Got to keep it interesting. Val says you're all youngsters. I'll be 54 in August. You're still young too, Val. I mean, eh, My mom's a little bit older than you, and I honestly, I don't see like 40s, 50s, and stuff as old. I see that as still middle age. You know what I mean? Like I think like when you can really say you're old, old is maybe when you're like 65 to 70. That's when I can sit there and say, okay. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like that's when, in my opinion, that's when I'll feel like, you know what I mean? Maybe that's when I'll feel like I'm old. So Val, you're still young, Val. You're not an old head in my opinion. But we are youngsters. We are still youngsters. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Definitely still youngsters. I still wish I was wanna be in my 20s though. I wish I'll put it this way, I wish I was in my 20s. I wish I was in my 20s, but I knew what I experienced already ahead of time, so I could avoid those situations. You know what I mean? But obviously you live and you learn. 2 more years and I can get my Good shit, Val. That was a good one. Hell yeah, though. Use that senior discount. Hell, we use all the discounts you can get. In all honesty, I mean, why not? Shit, especially with the prices of everything going up, you got to take a little discount and funds you can get. Take it. Hell, I'm a firm believer that, in all honesty, we as American citizens have a lot of money stored somewhere that this government hasn't told us about our individual selves, in my opinion. It's a topic for another day. But I firmly believe we have royalties, especially like in terms of all the tax money that has been taken out of us and stuff. I firmly believe we have royalties that is owed to us that we don't know about. What do they call that? Reparations. Yes, reparations. Yes, reparations. All of us for all the fucking tax money they have fucking swindled us out of all for all the years, for all the fucking, gerrymandering and underplaying they have done to our money over the years. I know deep down inside the trenches of US Treasury, each collective individual of the US citizenry has a royalty somewhere, a royalty check somewhere. And hopefully someday, some kind presidential elect will be kind enough to unlock those funds so we can all live rich and happy lives. I mean, I firmly believe that, guys. Honestly, I believe that with all the fucking tax money they've taken from us, that there's royalties that we are owed that we don't know about. Oh, Carrie, I appreciate that. Ghosty, you got us now. We will keep you in line, young sir. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that for sure. Oh, see, Carrie's a sweetheart, you guys. You gotta love Carrie. She's such a sweetheart. Every chat, she's always bringing positive vibe, whether it's in this chat or it's in Craven's chat, whatever. You're a good person, Carrie, for real. Don't let nobody fucking tell you different. Oh man. Oh man. Woo! Oh man, Carrie, that's a tall order. That's a tall order. I appreciate that, but that would be such a tall order. Like, who? Oh man, I not saying that I wouldn't be up for the challenge. You know what I mean? Because I believe the type of person I am. You know what I mean? Especially with how divided everything is. You know what I mean? In certain areas and stuff like that. I believe, in my humble opinion, that if I were to be a politician or whatever, I think I'd be a good one because I would be for everything and everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't. I'd be for the human race. You know what I mean? I put it in that. I'll put it in that notion. I'd be for the human race. You know what I mean? Like genuinely. You know what I mean? Like genuinely. Like I would. I would find ways. I would find ways to where, because I don't care what anybody says, guys, there's ways that we can sit there and have universal health care and extra perks, you know what I mean, to where it's not going to hurt our economy. We can. They just don't want us to fucking have it because it's taking money out of the big boys' pockets. You know what I mean? And it's a fucking shame because we have families that need that medicine, especially for kids with special needs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like we need that. I've always said this, since we're kind of on the topic already. You know what I mean? You know what? Let me grab a cigarette because it kind of does stress me out talking about it a little bit. Let me grab a cigarette. Okay. So, as the great as the great Jamie Kennedy once said in Scream 3 in an audio recording, here's the critical thing. The critical thing is here, guys, is that you see other countries have universal health care, have all these benefits that we want as American people, strict gun laws, all that. And you don't see their financial systems running to the fucking ground. You don't. Why? Because they find ways to make it work. Listen, what is the old adage? If there's a will, there's a way. If we have the right leadership in place, which we have not for a long time, you know what I mean? And you can argue ever, in all honesty, I mean, maybe ever. There were some good errors. You know what I mean? There were some good parts. I can't say all ever. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I won't say ever. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? If there's a will, there's a way. And I firmly believe that as a country, if we have the right leadership in place, we could get stuff like universal health care, stuff that we need, you know what I mean, in terms of stricter gun laws without it hurting the economy. You just got to have the right leadership in place, guys. That's all it is. And we don't. We don't have the right leaders in place. We haven't had the right leaders in place for quite some time. It's all about big business and big money. And that's the fucking sad part about it. It's not about the people. No, you're good, Carrie. No, I just wanted to touch on that real quick and stuff like that because I think it is a valid conversation to have, in all honesty. You know what I mean? It's not really about politics, you know what I mean? It's just about, you know what I mean, people, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. There's stuff that we fucking need out here, especially in these times, you know what I mean, and all that good stuff. And, because we have greedy leaders, we're not going to get it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? If I ever do run as a politician, you know what you're getting. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. You know what you're getting. You're getting somebody who is going to be willing to try to find a way to make all these things that we need possible while not fucking hurting and crippling our economy, etc. So now we'll leave it at that. Hmm. And fuck it. Shit, why not? I mean, I have a feeling, in all honesty, I mean, it's listen, guys. Listen. I know that politics has divided people and all that stuff. You know what I mean, and all that. I don't give a fuck what side of the politics on you are you on. You know what I mean? I just care about you as a human being. You know what I mean? And that's just my beliefs. You know what I mean? I want people to all be healthy and to have things that I feel like their taxes rightfully pay them to have. And this is what it's all about, right there. We just need to find a way to love each other again. Kind of like how we do in this community. You know what I mean? It's so funny how we are in this community because we all show that love towards each other no matter what. You know what I mean? And I've said this for a long time now. You know what I mean? As a whole in the country, I feel like a lot of the country we don't love thy neighbor anymore. And I would like to see us get back to that a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like we're prime examples of loving thy neighbor. We're all prime examples of that. All right. So let's talk a little bit of Scream 6. I seen that there's a character named Derek. I didn't go full all into it yet because I'm saving that for Craven's stream for the stream with Craven later. You know what I mean? I'm gonna save that for later. All that good stuff, about casting and what we think is what, who we think is what, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to hear from you guys. How do you feel about Radio Silence casting a character named Derek in Scream 6, basically an homage to Scream 2? How do you guys feel about it? And do you think that Derek is going to be? I mean, like I said, guys, I haven't looked into it, so I don't know all the gory details about this character. If they've revealed who this character is, like if he's Sam's new boyfriend, if he's if he's Tara's boyfriend, what have you. But how do you guys feel about him? What do you think? What do you guys think this character is? Who do you think he is? Do you think he is Sam's boyfriend, Tara's boyfriend, or do you think that he's just a guy named Derek that they homage in for Scream 2? What do you guys think about that? Oh man. I hope I'll say this. I hope for me that is just a character named Derek. I'll leave it at that for later, till later. I just hope he's a character named Derek. I hope he's like no relation, like no like boyfriend or nothing like that. I feel like that'd be too much copy and Scream 2. Mm. Carrie says, I think it's a name placement. I don't think there's an actual character named Derek. I think it's to throw us off, or it'll be someone who's a bit part that gets killed like second. That's possible. I don't know. I think that now that the cast is out, I think that might have actually been confirmed that there's a character named Derek. Then again, I mean, even still leading up to the movie, they could obviously make a change. You know what I mean? That's definitely not impossible. They did that in Scream 5. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So it's not impossible. And I agree with you. And I hope that's the case. I hope he's just a bit part that gets killed off early. I hope he's not like a direct homage to Derek's character in Scream 2. I don't want him to be Tara's boyfriend. I don't want him to be Sam's boyfriend. Well, Mindy likes girls, so what have you. I don't I don't want him to be any of that. Just let him be a regular character that's going to get killed off. You do that, Ghosty will be happy. But if you make him a boyfriend or something like that, I'll be a little salty because I mean, listen, I can go with the little references and the homages and stuff like that, but I don't want nothing too deep like that. That's just I don't want nothing copycatting. But think about it this way, guys. Do you think I'll ask you guys this? Being how Scream 2 was based on like copycatting, 1996, you know what I mean? Do you guys think that they're going to go the same direction with these killers in Scream 6? Do you think that they're going to kind of copycat what Amber and Richie did in Scream 5? I don't think we've talked about that. She said there could be a character named Carrie says there could be a character named Derek, but if so, I don't think they'd play too close to Scream 2. How funny would it be if it was a doctor in the hospital named Derek? Oh, yeah, right. Listen, I mean, I'm with you, Carrie. I hope they don't play it too close to Scream 2. And I'm gonna lean to the fact that they're not going to. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I mean, I hope they don't. You know what I mean? Just make him a regular character, kill him off in like the second, act or whatever, the middle scenes or maybe second person to die, what have you. You know what I mean? Maybe, what I mean, if we have this, this big old frat party and as an opening scene and one of the Ghostface killers is, at this frat party and then he starts to take out everybody, you know what I mean? Much like Craven and us has talked about the other night on my first birthday live stream and stuff, then maybe Derek is, one of those guys at the frat party. You know what I mean? And stuff. I'd be okay with that, but I don't want too much character development into this character because I don't want him to be too close to Scream 2 as well. If his name is Derek. If his name is Derek. Ooh, Conrad. It's kind of like a fake out kind of thing naming him Derek, in my opinion. Okay. So yeah, you're on the same train with Carrie. Hey, I mean, I don't blame you. You know what I mean? It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible it's just a fake out. And in all honesty, I hope it is. Like I said, I don't want there to be too much close to anything too much close to the screen too. I want them to make their own shit. Val says, Marcus, I got to go for now. Happy birthday, buddy. I'll be there at your stream later. Wouldn't miss it. I appreciate it, Val, and I will catch you later. Thank you for stopping in. Carrie says, oh, they have to make the motive completely different because, in my opinion, the Scream 5 motive was just too weak for me. We need something fresh and totally left field. I agree. I agree with that. I agree. I hope they don't go that route. I hope they don't. I mean, because then, like, also, they didn't really kill that many people in Scream 5. They didn't kill as many people in Scream 5 as they did in 96, as Stu and Billy did. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't think that would work anyway because they didn't even kill that many people. Yeah, that wouldn't work. And if they try to do that shit, that would suck. But yes, I agree with you, Karen. They got to come with something fresh in left field. Give me 3 to 4 killers. Give me 3 to 4 killers. Lay it on me. I want it. Carrie has a here's a good question. And all of the Scream franchise, who do you guys think had the best motive? That is a good question. Um, I think you can make an argument it would be a toss up between Mickey, Billy, and Roman. And a lot of people will probably cut my head off for not including Jill's motive in that. It's not a knock on Jill. I guess I'm just more going with the more powerful story. And I just feel like obviously the whole backstory of Maureen Prescott being the reason why Billy's mother abandoned him, causing him to rape and kill her. The whole fact that Roman, was behind it the whole time, that he was Maureen's long lost son that she abandoned. And then Mickey with the whole I'm gonna blame the movies motive, and take it to trial. I thought that was really a really cool motive. I thought that was a way to really get different. As opposed to Mrs. Loomis's obvious revenge motive. You know what I mean? So for me, it would have to be it would have to be Billy, Roman, and Mickey. For me. That's just for me. Jill is an honorary mention because I do love her motive in terms of wanting to copy Cindy and you know basically be the killer who is portrayed as the innocent victim final girl. I love that idea. I love that motive. I'm just more going, I guess, with the more how can I say it, meaningful and I guess somewhat more believable story. Not saying that Jill's story wasn't believable, because it definitely was. Her motive was believable, but I just feel like Mickey, Billy, and Roman's motives have had little more oomph to it for me. Just a little bit, just a little bit. But Jill is definitely an honorary mention. But if you're asking me the sole number one, it's Billy. It has to be Billy. It has to be Billy. Like I feel like this. As obviously we know, Billy obviously ended up turning psychotic and all that, but I don't think people look at it from the standpoint of what the fuck he went through. Finding out that his dad was cheating on his mom, and that's the reason that his mom abandoned him. Finding out that it was his girlfriend's mother who was the one that his dad was having an affair with. That's a tough pill to swallow, y'all. Like, and I don't think a lot of people talk about that enough in terms of Billy's motive. You know what I mean? And also the way he delivered the motive. You know what I mean? Why? Why? You hear that, Stu? I think she wants a motive. I don't really believe in motives. Do you believe in motives, Stu? Nope. Did they ever decide why Hannibal Lecter like to eat people? Don't think so. See, it's a lot scarier when things are it's a lot scarier things with no motive, Sid. See, we did your mom a favor. That woman was a slut bag whore, flashed her shit all over town like she was Sharon Stone or something. And let's face it, Cindy, your mother was no Sharon Stone. Mhm. Is that good of enough of a motive for you? How's this? Your slut mother was fucking my father. And that's the reason my mother moved out and abandoned me. How's that for a motive? Total abandonment caused very deviant behavior certainly fucked you up and made you have sex with a psychopath. Like, come on, guys. That's just even the delivery in that line, like for the motive, like impeccable, impeccable, impeccable. Like I gotta go with Billy as number one. He just I have to. You know what I mean? Like, because that is very, very believable. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you find out that your mother's girlfriend, your girlfriend's mother, is having an affair with your father, causing your mom to up and abandon you and leave the family. That's that is perfectly believable for a teenage man, a teenage boy, to go fucking psychotic. It is. But that's just my opinion. Let me see what you guys got for me. Hey, calm down. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right, pups. It's just the neighbors. Rosie, relax. The fact that Mrs. Loomis says good old fashioned revenge, she didn't even have much passion in that when she said it. She wasn't even around for Billy. Billy even said she abandoned him. So what revenge, right? And no, I agree with that, Gary. Right? I think it was honestly more of the fact, I think it was more of an underlying tone of getting revenge on the Prescotts, on Cindy and Maureen, more so of avenging Billy's death. Because remember, she said, "You took my son." It was more about Cindy being with Billy, in my opinion, than it was him actually being killed. It was the fact that basically Maureen stole her husband, and then obviously she felt that Cindy stole her son, but not honestly just being with him, but obviously killing him. I feel like it was more of a revenge against Cindy and her mom, but that's just obviously the dialogue she went with, and that's what we got. You know what I mean? I always felt that that was more of a revenge tactic against Cindy and Maureen in general, which is why she brought up Marine in her motive. You want to blame somebody, why don't you blame your mother? She's the reason that she's the reason that she split up the family, and then you took my son. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. So yeah, she didn't know. It was just more revenge against Cindy and Marine. Yeah, I agree, Conrad. It has to be different and unique. I agree with that. It has to be their own movie. Carrie, Carrie. Oh man, I mean, I guess I've been missing this in some of the chats or whatever then, because I didn't know this. Did not know you were a complete Jill hater. No love for Jill. I love Jill. I do. Sorry. I that completely fucked me up. That's why. I guess that's why is because that was Wes showing his creative genius because we didn't expect that to happen. Even if you didn't like it, you did not expect that to happen. And you didn't expect that motive. Like, and then for her to do what she did to herself just to make that motive stick, I mean, that's just batshit crazy, and I like it. Conrad says, damn, I feel attacked, Carrie. Hmm. That that's a good point, Carrie. That is a good point. Billy had the most legit motive, so I definitely agree. Stu's motive is still a mystery, so even that's brilliant. Yeah, that really is. Wow. Excuse me. Wow. I'll put it this way, Carrie. If we get Stu back and they give us a brilliant motive, I mean, or even if they don't, you know what I mean? What if I mean, what if he's just like, fuck it, you know what I mean? I accept who I am. You know what I mean? This is what I am. Like, and I just want to kill people again. Like, I guess I'd be even okay with that. Like, but then again, it would be better for him to have a motive because the backstory and all that. Yeah. So yeah, the fact that his motive is a mystery is brilliant because as we found out, he didn't even know Billy's motive. His look on his face was complete shock when Billy, gave his motive to Cindy. So yeah, that definitely is brilliant for sure. It kind of feeds into what Billy said. What did he say to Stu? Do you believe in motives, Stu? Nope. So remember, Stu doesn't believe in motives. So what if he comes back and it's just like I have no motive. Like you know what I mean? Like I just do what I do. You know what I mean? I do what I do because I'm the Stu. You know what I mean? Like I I I don't know. I think we're on to something here, guys. And something I'm gonna talk to Craven about now that we brought it up. I'm gonna pitch that idea to Craven. See what he has to say about that. I will. Ghosty, ask Craven. I've said it in some of his streams. I don't like Jill at all. Big caps. Whoa. Oh shit. I felt that. And yes, I hate damn big caps on that too. Her, but damn it, I respect that we did not see her being Ghostface coming. Yes, that at least we can agree on that, Carrie. At least we can agree on that because we damn sure did not see that coming. That for me, that was a nice way of getting different from Wes. You know what I mean? Damn, damn, you really hate Jill. Damn, that's funny as shit to me. I've never seen somebody show so much vitriol and hate towards a character like this. I don't believe. Like, whoa, I like it though. I appreciate it. Stu would have done anything for Billy. Kevin Kevin had underlying tones of Stu and Billy having a very close bond. Stu did not care about Tatum because of how he viewed Billy. Brainwash for sure. Also devotion. Yeah, I mean, there's even rumors out there that they were lovers or some shit like that. So I don't know how much true that is. I'm not buying into that, but they definitely did have a very close bond. You know what I mean? For sure. You know what I mean? Like they did. And you're right. Stu would do anything for that guy. Like he would. You know what I mean? Like you even got that in the deleted. There was a deleted line in the original Scream that got obviously deleted because it would have gave away Billy and Stu's identity as the killers too obviously. There was like Billy walks up to Stu and is like, "Did you take care of that for me?" or something like that. And Stu replies like, "You know I did. You know, like basically, you know I take I do I go out. You know I go out of my way and out on a limb for you to make things happen for you. This and this and that." And then Billy responds like, "Tonight's going to be a great night" or some shit like that. Which they obviously deleted that line because it would have been too obvious that they were involved as the killers. You know what I mean? So that but that line alone, knowing that that line was, potentially going to be put in the script, you know what I mean? That line is kind of crucial because it does show how much Stu would have done for Billy. Like he even said it, I go out on a limb for you. So he absolutely would have did anything for Billy for sure. Yep, Conrad, I really didn't see Jill coming either. The final girl became Ghostface. Yes, that was genius. Yes, I agree with that. That's why I liked it. Is because the supposed final girl became Ghostface. You know what I mean? And that's why I liked it. And I'm sorry, even though obviously you guys seen it on many streams, me and Bob may have different opinions and disagree, but I feel that there's breadcrumbs to be made and an argument to be made for Samantha's character in Scream 5 with that as well. There are breadcrumbs that you can make a case that eventually, if they want to do it, if you follow the breadcrumbs and they follow up on those breadcrumbs in a proper way, you can make a case for better or for worse, whether you like it or not, that Samantha could be turned into a Ghostface killer or she's already involved. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely see some undertones of Jill with that character. I do. You know what I mean? With the whole they're flaunting her as the final girl, but she's not the fucking final girl. You know what I mean? That's the vibes I've always got off. You know what I mean? And I still have off. Yes, Ghosty, we can agree on that. LOL. Don't like Jill because of how she did Sid so wrong. I love the sweet moments between Jill and Sid. Jill betrayed Sid, and that's some of my reason for the hate. I feel that. You know what I mean? Like, no, I feel that. You know what I mean? Because, in all honesty, because of how Wes lined her up to potentially be the new final girl, those moments, with Cindy, they were, kind of, what you would call touching moments and stuff like that, to where you can buy in that Cindy's slowly passing the torch on to her to some degree. In terms that obviously we thought that Jill was possibly going to be the one that would be followed throughout this new Scream timeline. And obviously that's not the case we got. She did play the shit out of Cindy for sure. You know what I mean? And I can understand why a lot of people would hate that. You know what I mean? Especially because this is another, you got to think, man, her family, she's been through some shit with her family between her mom's secrets and then Jill doing what she did to her. Man, Cindy's had it rough within her family. You know what I mean? So I can definitely understand why you wouldn't like what that character did to Sid. I can understand that. I mean, but Sid got her ass back. Sid got her ass back for sure. And I mean, I know there's people out there that say, "Oh, if you can make a case for Stu being alive, you can make a case for Jill." I just don't think so. It's just my opinion. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? I really don't. You know what I mean? I feel like I feel like it's easier, in my opinion, it's easier to explain Stu being alive than it would be Jill. That's just my opinion. All right, guys, let's say I'm gonna go about another 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap this stream up, and then obviously, at 4 o'clock, I'll be going live with Craven for another hour and 20 minutes or whatnot. So you guys, if you guys want to catch me on that stream, then be sure to tune in for that at 4 o'clock Eastern time, 3 p.m. Central Time on Craven's End. I'm gonna go 5 more minutes. So any question you guys have, get them in real quick, and I'll be sure to answer them as quickly and as efficiently as I can for you. They underutilized Jill's mother so much. She said one thing about Marine. Sid's not the only one who has scars. I have scars. I wish they had more lines with her. Loved Marine, wanted more. Yes, no, I agree. I always thought that line to be fascinating as well. And we obviously did get no capitalization on that. And I agree with you. I wanted to see more of Marine's sister too, because that's Marine's sister. Like, why are we not getting more of her, more dialogue with her? Like, I mean, especially being that we didn't know Marine had a sister. You know what I mean? So I definitely would have liked to see more dialogue from Kathleen. Unfortunately, we didn't get that, and it sucks. You know what I mean? Like that is a character that I felt like that was a little bit of a missed opportunity with on Wes's end for sure. Which you don't get too much often with that genius. You don't, but it happens. It happens. But I agree with you, Carrie, for sure. I think they did underutilize Kathleen. And I agree. I would have liked to see them explore that line as well. The whole scars line. What scars does she have? Did she go? Did she go to Sunrise Studios with Marine? Possible, possible, possible. Oh hell yes, hell yes. She did have a very interesting kill. Definitely. Yeah, for once they actually utilized the knife through the doorway in a different way instead of just having them stab through the door or whatnot like they always do, and then pull the knife back out and chase Cindy or whatever. I really enjoyed that mail slot kill because, like I said, we always seen the whole knife through the door, but no kill, other than when we seen a knife through the bathroom stall. So, but like in terms of an actual door, like a house door, we've never seen somebody get killed when that knife gets stuck through the door. So the fact that they, did that, but did it with the mail slot, I appreciate that. I appreciated that. I did. I try. I try. I try to do my best. I try my best. Oh, you think that's crazy, Carrie? Okay. Before I end the stream, I'll give you guys a sneak peek or whatever. And I might as well. I was gonna do a video and send it over to Fate because we were having a conversation when Fate popped into Craven's 5K stream the other night about fear, about Mark Wahlberg and fear. And I told Fate that when I find some time, I'm gonna have to send him over a video with me doing the impersonation of the door scene of Mark Wahlberg's character, David McCall, and what he said through the door to the father. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek. Okay. Hold on. It all could have been different, Mr. Walker. You should have allowed nature to take its course. In the end, it will anyway. Show me the fucking house! Always loved that scene from Mark Wahlberg. One of my favorite scenes, if not my favorite scene he's ever done in his acting career. So I'm gonna have to clip that now and send that to fucking Fate. Yeah, I agree though, Conrad. Wish they expanded on Marine's sister. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. Thank you, Scream Rad. They could have done so much with her. Marine was the very beginning of Scream. Absolutely. Yeah, we could have definitely got some good back dialogue in terms of that. We definitely could have. You know what I mean? Like I said, like you can make an argument. Did Marine go by herself to Sunrise Studios? Like, what if her sister went with her? They didn't seem like they were that far apart in age. You know what I mean? So it's not impossible to think that. Not impossible to think that at all. Or or we didn't see who Jill's dad was. What if Marine slept with Jill's dad, which caused, you know, Kathleen and Jill's dad to break up or divorce or whatever? We know how Marine obviously, I mean, was, around and out there, didn't care obviously who she hurt, in the process, because, that's just all she knew at that point because of what they did to her in Hollywood, unfortunately, and stuff like that. Like, I think there's definitely some avenues they could have took with Kathleen that they didn't, and who knows? I mean, guys, I talk about it all the time. Like when I get this channel, monetized, and I get to where I want to go, and I can start, funding and stuff for fan films and stuff. This is a type of stuff that I wouldn't mind exploring. You know what I mean? Doing a fan film, going back in the Scream franchise, maybe kind of retconning certain things and touching on them. You know what I mean? Would not be against that at all. I would love to do stuff like that. Yeah, okay. Oh my God, you're very good at impressions, Ghosty. I try. I I try my best. It's something that like I said, I've kind of taken to since I was a kid. I don't know why. I enjoy doing impersonations. I enjoy talking like people. It's fun to me. I do. Yeah, I mean, I've done this shit since I was a kid. And certain ones I'm really, really good at. Certain ones, obviously I could use some work. You know what I mean, and stuff, but for the most part, I really enjoy doing them, and I'm glad that you enjoy it, honestly. And I hope he will. I'm pretty sure he will. He's probably gonna fucking laugh his ass off, in all honesty. I can only imagine. He's probably gonna geek out. He's gonna pop. I'm telling you, he is going to geek. Oh, Carrie. Okay, so Carrie. With that being said, I think that with that being said, in the near future, when we can get our channels where we want to, and financially we can put our brains and our minds together and our finances together to fund it and stuff, why don't we work together on a Marine prequel Prescott, or a Marine Prescott prequel? You know what I mean? Fan film, something like that. Why not? I've always myself wanted a Marine prequel, always. Like, I've always wanted that. Like, and just knowing that somebody else out there wants that as well, that has me so fucking stoked. So eventually, over the course of time, Carrie, if you're interested in doing that type of project and going through with that, we can work together on that for sure. Damn, yes, hell yes. It gets me pumped. Hell yes, that Marine prequel. Yes. Oh, word. Yes, we're definitely going to be talking about this. We are definitely going to be talking about this for sure. I already have some ideas, like in terms of like the backstory, mixing it in with what we already know while adding some new elements and shit to it. We're definitely going to talk about this over time. Definitely, this is something that we can. This could be like our first project and shit like that, like first like film project and shit. Like I'm on board for that. Hell yes, 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 yes. It would be. Yes, it would be, Conrad. It really would be. I mean, and we could throw some ideas out there as to, what I mean, how like we're gonna talk about it, Carrie. We're gonna talk about it because what I mean, I don't want to get the goods out, but I have some ideas. I have some ideas, and I'm sure you do as well. And we'll pick each other's brain and we'll see where we go with it for sure. All right, gang, that is a wrap for this stream. I thank you all for tuning in and for hanging out with me here for this last hour and 25 minutes. I greatly appreciate it. Once again, be sure to tune in again at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Well, let me say that again. Right, 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the East Coast, obviously, 3 p.m. Central Time, because obviously Craven is an hour behind or whatnot. We're going live for an hour 20 minutes. Craven has, just an hour 20 minutes. Go live with me. We're going to talk a little bit of Scream, a little bit of Halloween. We're going to fit in as much as we can, and we're going to make it work. I have a feeling it's going to be a great stream. You know what I mean? So you guys tune in for that later. And guys, I will catch you guys later. I appreciate you guys, all the love and support, all the birthday wishes. Cannot be ever more grateful to you guys. And I hope to see you guys later for me and Craven streams, as well as I have to still set it, but Monday Night Mayhem tonight. Obviously, this is a new project that me, Bob, and now Dino Spumani, you know what I mean? I'm on YouTube in the chat box and in the chat sections and stuff. We go live now every Monday night reviewing Monday Night Raw, tonight's episode from the latest episode from Monday Night Raw. We do like an hour conversation of that, then we transition into horror talk. So, guys, I'll set the stream up for that. So, either way, you guys, I'm going to be streaming basically all day. I got a lot of work ahead of me. Check me out. Hope to see you guys later, and I will check you guys out then. I shut in 6 times.